So one thing that is important to understand, if you're already working from home a few days a week, for example, 2 days you're working at home and 3 days you're working in an office. Many organizations have this flexible policy today. People think that, okay, I know what it is to work from home, I'm used to it, but it's not the same at all. Because if your anchor is the office and 3 days you're in the office and 1 or 2 days you're at home, okay, you're changing the environment, refreshing a bit and doing something a bit different. But what I tell candidates when I'm interviewing candidates, do you see yourself working from home every day for 5 years? So that's what I tell them, because I want to see how they react to this. Because what we do is work from home every day. You get up in the morning, you walk into your office. It's working from home. It's very different. It's very different. Yes, you need to have the social interactions, whether they're local or online, and there is the retreat. But other than that, you work from home every day for a long period. So it's a different thing, and it needs to be recognized. Don't think that if you work from home a few days a week, you know what working from home is. It's not the same. The second thing, and unfortunately, don't expect everyone to be able to transition to it successfully. It's different. And for some people, it may be very, very difficult. They're used to the social interaction and they depend on it. It's part of what drives them and enables them to work. And without it, you're just depriving them of food or water, and they're not going to be able to function well. It's really not for everyone. I think it's important to identify these people, to be very close to them. You can see if you can make it work for them, but also to recognize when it's not going to work. And that's where the frequent check-ins come in. I mean, it's not to check in that they're doing their job, but it's to check in how they're doing. How is the remote work working for them? Is it okay, or do they see issues? And that's part of being a leader, being a servant leader that works for the people. This is very important. You also need to recognize that if you're shifting from an office environment to a remote environment, the relationships and the power that different people have and their performance, all this is going to shift. Because some people have a lot of power from the way they interact and from various social aspects, and moving everything to work from home puts everyone on the same level. So everyone is maybe in the office, one guy has a big office and another guy sits in a cubicle, and that sets some hierarchy between them, and it's a status. I mean, there are all these visual and physical clues that tell us a lot. But now at home, it's all the same. You don't know if someone is sitting on a big chair or a small chair. It's all the same. Everyone is the same. And I mean, with us, for example, there is no headquarters and subsidiary. I mean, in many companies that have physical offices, there is the headquarters where the major decisions are made, and there are subsidiaries where the lower level decisions are made. With OnceHub, it's all flat. It doesn't matter in which country you are and where you are. Everyone has a say in the same way. There's no headquarters. I mean, it's all flat. So you will see a shift. Exactly how, I mean, it's yet to see. You need to monitor it, but you need to be prepared for it. Some people will maybe lose their power, and new people will gain power and influence. It will shift. And yes, this is related. The dynamics, working dynamics will shift, and the office politics. So of course, we don't want office politics. It's a bad thing. Moving to work from home is actually a very good thing to reduce the amount of politics. It is very powerful in this, and that's one big benefit. Working from home puts the work in the center. And when you put the work in the center, politics gets a side seat. So that will be a good change. In terms of trust, I'm coming to trust again. It's really important to talk about it and talk about it openly, with the employees. Tell them that you trust them. Tell them that you're not going to micromanage them or supervise them very closely unless they come to you and they need help in certain things. But tell them that you trust them and give them a safe environment in which they can be their best. I mean, it's critical also for when you work in an office, but it's twice as critical when you work from home. And you need to manage by outcomes. Maybe in the office, you can manage by tasks and small steps, but when you're managing in an office, you need to shift towards managing by outcomes. Another important thing is to respect the non-working hours. People will want flexibility, and it's okay to give them flexibility, and it's good for everyone. But it is also important to not bother people unless it is absolutely necessary, because it's very easy to lose the borders between work and between home when you are working from home. And our role as leaders is not to cause the employees to lose these borders. The opposite, we want to help them establish these borders. If they want to break these borders, it's fine, but it is best that it is coming from them and not from you as the manager or the leader forcing them to do so. And yes, flexibility, I talked about flexibility. Wherever you can provide flexibility, sometimes we cannot provide flexibility because we have meetings where we need to collaborate and people need to come together across multiple time zones. So we do need people to work during certain hours, and we have these hours where we need everyone to work. But if there are additional hours where people can be flexible, yes, of course, then by all means, flexibility is great. And again, video. Yeah, I repeat video again because it's absolutely critical.